Imagine walking through a forest, quietly, slowly, doing nothing at all. You have no weapon, no trap, you're not hunting. You're just walking, and everything runs. Birds go silent, a deer vanishes into the trees, a squirrel freezes, then disappears. Just your voice is enough. In 2019, researchers in California set up speakers in the forest. They played human voices through them. An ordinary sound, just someone talking, nothing more. The pumas abandoned their prey. Right in the middle of it, they had already caught it. They were about to eat. They dropped it and ran from a human voice. You're a clawless animal. Your teeth are small. You're slow. You're weak. A puma could finish you off in a single strike, but it's the one running from you. And once you understand why, you'll never look at yourself the same way again. There's a lion, 150 kilograms of muscle, 80 kilometers an hour, teeth strong enough to crack a bone in one bite. A hunting machine perfected by millions of years of evolution. And there's a human, 55 kilograms on average, 15 kilometers an hour running speed, teeth that can barely bite through an apple. On paper, this isn't even a competition. But in 2019, scientists discovered something. Lions are 80 times more afraid of humans. 80 times more than they fear their own natural predators, leopards, hippos, rival lions. Just the sound is enough, hearing someone speak, and it abandons the prey it has already caught. How is this possible? When did we become this? The answer sits in a place far older than you'd expect. To find it, we have to go back 2 million years. 2 million years ago, the thing called human isn't even fully human yet. Homo erectus, a smaller brain, cruder tools, fire barely discovered, but it hunts. And what it hunts isn't small. There are giant sloths the size of a car, woolly rhinos, mammoths, cave bears, twice the size of today's grizzly, and all of them disappeared. One by one, continent by continent. Humans left Africa, the megafauna vanished. They crossed into Australia, giant kangaroos, giant wombats, giant crocodiles vanished. They crossed into the Americas, mammoths, mastodons, saber-toothed cats vanished. The same thing, every single time. Humans arrive, the big animals disappear. A study published in the journal Science revealed this. Humans kill prey at a rate 97% higher than every other predator combined. A lion hunts the old, the sick, the weak. Humans hunted the biggest, the strongest, the healthiest. For millions of years, only those who ran survived. Only those who stayed away from humans left offspring. And that fear, that deep, instinctive fear carved into the bone, passed from generation to generation. A puma today may have never seen a human, but inside it is a 2 million-year-old memory. And that memory says only one thing: run! But this isn't just evolution. The year 2006, Seattle, Washington. John Marsluff and his team run a strange experiment. They wear masks. Researchers wearing specific masks trap crows, ban them, and release them. Others just walk around doing nothing. Then they walk the same campus without the masks. The crows remember. Not just remember, they remember for years. 5 years later, crows that see the dangerous mask still scream alarm calls, still dive at it. But what's more surprising is this. Crows that were never part of the experiment do the exact same thing. They pass what they learned on to each other. Crows that recognize a human face, that distinguish the dangerous one from the harmless one, that teach it to their young. A study on elephants in Kenya found something similar. Elephants can distinguish human voices, not just voices, whose voice? The voices of Maasai men, traditionally a dangerous group for elephants, triggered instant alarm. The voices of Kamba men speaking the same language triggered far less reaction. An elephant that has never been hunted, born in a safe national park, has never seen a weapon. But the moment it hears a Maasai man's voice, alarm. This isn't evolution, this is learning. While we observe them, they're observing us. And that observation is reshaping an entire ecosystem. Think about the largest land predator on Earth, the polar bear, roughly 700 kilograms. At no point in history did it have a natural enemy. It feared nothing until it met humans. The first polar bears to encounter European explorers approached them with curiosity, without fear, because they had never seen anything this dangerous before. They were killed. The survivors learned. Generations passed. Today, polar bears run from humans. In less than 100 years. Evolution doesn't work that fast, but learning does. And this shift isn't limited to a single animal. In research conducted by Justin Sirachi and his team, speakers were set up in the forest. In some areas, they played puma sounds, in others, human voices. At the puma sound, animals grew wary but didn't leave the area. At the human voice, the pumas abandoned the area entirely. Once the pumas left, deer moved in. Deer grazed freely, plants declined. Small animals' habitats changed, insect populations shifted. A single human voice from a speaker changed the balance of an entire ecosystem. Scientists call this the ecology of fear. Animals no longer respond only to real danger, they respond to perceived danger. Even when we're not there, our scent, the echo of our voice, the ground we've walked on, all of it shapes how animals behave. We're not changing the planet physically, we're changing it with fear. The year 2018, Gabon, Central Africa. Researchers are observing a group of gorillas. This community has been in contact with humans for decades. They live within the boundaries of a national park. They aren't hunted, they aren't harmed. And yet the same thing happens every single morning. When the researchers approach, the gorillas stop. The dominant male steps forward. The group tightens together. Eyes lock onto the researcher's eyes. Then they slowly withdraw. They don't flee, they don't panic. But they put distance between them. Every single time, without exception. The gorilla is our closest relative. 98% of our DNA is the same. The same hands, the same eyes, the same social structure. And in those eyes, there's a mark no predator in history has ever left. Millions of years of hunting, millions of years of destruction, millions of years of loss, all of it in that stare. But the gorillas don't run. They put distance between them, but they don't run. And that difference, that small, quiet difference, might be the most important line in this entire story. Every morning, millions of animals wake up around the world. And in every one of their brains and without their awareness, there is an alarm. Human, run! That alarm was written 2 million years ago. Some of it passed down through evolution, some through learning, some through observation. But all of it arrived at the same conclusion. Stay away from humans. Crows remember our faces. Elephants distinguish our voices. Pumas flee from recordings of us. Gorillas read our stares. While we watch them, they're watching us. We are the only species on the planet that other species systematically study, analyze, and pass their conclusions about to one another. What does that tell us? We lost the mammoths. We lost the saber-toothed cats. We lost hundreds of species. And now animals run at the sight of us. Maybe the biggest question isn't, why are animals afraid of us? Maybe the biggest question is, will we remain the kind of species that deserves that fear? Or can we do what the gorillas do? Without running, without panicking, but by keeping our distance. Only this time, we're the ones who keep it.